In today's video, I wanted to show you a quick tip to help students learn how to hold scissors. So many times we see kids that are working on cutting with scissors and they just don't know how to put this device onto their fingertips. You might see it upside down. You might see them cutting like this. You might see like all kinds of things. I've seen it all, and I'm sure if you're working with students on this that you have too. So sometimes offering just a visual cue can help students so much, and then they remember that. They remember, oh, I used this last time in my OT session, and then it comes back to them and it just like, it clicks. It helps them just to remember it, even when they don't have that visual cue there. So that's what's really key, is that showing them how to use these tips, but then maybe they're not always there. So then they can practice without the visual cue. And then the next time they are cutting a craft in their classroom or at home, it carries over. They can remember that. So when we're holding scissors, you know that there's a big loop and there's a small loop. The small loop is for the thumb and the big loop is for the fingers. Many times we see the two fingers in the big loop, the pointer finger and the middle finger. Really, ideally, you want to see the middle finger and the ring finger in the loop, the pinky finger kind of trailing along, and the pointer finger underneath to point the way, to stabilize. This gives the scissors a nice straight line when they're cutting, that you don't see the angle that sometimes tears the paper. You don't see it tilted to the other side. You see that straight up and down, perpendicular to the paper. With the pointer finger underneath, that really stabilizes it. However, that being said, it's not always ideal positioning for our students that have trouble with motor planning, with visual perceptual considerations, with sensory needs. It's not always the most ideal grasp pattern. Okay, so if we can get our students just to put the thumb in the small hole and the other fingers, I'm going to say, in the big hole, that can be sometimes just as much as we can ask for, and we've got a functional grasp on the scissors, and they are able to cut out the shapes that they need to for art class or for the classroom activities or home or art projects, whatever they need to cut. Okay. So if we can just get them to this position, that's enough. That's functional. So you can see I have some stickers here. These are heart-shaped stickers. You can use anything, really. Use what you've got on hand. I always say that. However, I'm going to use this because this is what I have on hand. I'm going to grab one of these larger stickers, okay? And we know that the thumb is going to go on top. When we're seeing a piece of paper, cutting along the paper, the thumb's going to go on top, and we want to see that thumb. We want to see that side of the scissors up. So all I'm going to do is add a sticker right here on the top. And why am I doing this? Because when we're holding the scissors, I want to see that sticker. Whether it's a smiley face sticker, whether it's a car or a dinosaur or a star, whether it's a heart, whatever you've got, I want to see that. Ideally, you want a sticker that has a top and a bottom. So ideally, you want a sticker that has a smiley face where you know the eyes are on the top and the smile is on the bottom. You want a heart that has an obvious top and a bottom. If you don't have that, that's okay. Say you only have a star sticker, you can kind of get a top and a bottom. You can always use a marker, or let's see here, I don't have a marker on hand. Speaking of on hand, I have a pencil. Let's see if this works. If you don't have if you don't have a sticker that has an obvious top and bottom, you can just draw a smiley face on there. Perceptually, we know that eyes are on the top and a mouth is on the bottom. Okay, so now we know that this is the top and this is the bottom. And what I mean by the top is the way that it's pointing the scissors towards the paper. That's the way the scissors are going to go. And this is the back where the thumb is. Okay, so this is going to be a visual cue to help our students know the thumb goes in this side, because when I pick up these scissors, I want to see that smile. I want to see it going along the paper as I'm cutting. And this one prompt can help students so many times because they know that thumb goes right in there. Okay, so say they grab a pair of scissors. Don't mind my scissors that cut slime. So say you've got scissors on your desk and you're like, just grab it. You're going to start to see that thumb go into the small point even when you don't have a sticker or a visual cue in place, because they've practiced that a few times. They've seen it and they've kind of built that connection in their brain. Okay, sticker, thumb, top, moving away in that direction as they cut. It's just part of the process, and it comes with practice and using it. So it can really be a support for our students that when they are just presented with scissors on a table or scissors in their pencil box, grabbing it and moving through the process of doing the craft or activity really quick, it becomes natural. So that's just one tip, and I hope this has been helpful for you. Let me know if you try it, and if you have any questions, I will put a link in our description below for information and resources on scissor skills. We have a few handouts and activities that can help with building this skill, and we also have a resource center on the OT Toolbox website that covers everything you need to know about developmental use of scissors and cutting and all things scissor skills. So be sure to check that out. And that's all for today. We'll see you next time. Bye.